In my first podcast with David Gray, we talked about this idea of giving the body what it's missing. In a biomechanical sense, he said one or more things that are usually missing for athletes are a posterior tilt, the ability to get their ribs down, and the ability to pronate and supinate the foot. These are biomechanical factors that could lead to more stress on the knees, but it would probably manifest as patellofemoral pain if we appreciate that patellar tendinopathy is more about load tolerance than it is about biomechanics. So if we take this concept of giving the body what it's missing and apply it to a case of patellar tendinopathy, what is usually missing when it comes to load tolerance? If you look at the type of people who get patellar tendinopathy, it's usually the basketball athletes, the jumping athletes, the people that don't really like lifting. So the first piece that is missing is lifting weights. You can watch a number of my other videos that cover this more in depth. Another thing that's missing is that athletes simply don't monitor their max effort patellar tendon load, which will come from the approach vertical jumping. Changing these loads too fast, doing way too much volume over time. These are things that will really set off a patellar tendon, and I cover this more in depth in a number of other videos. The last piece that's missing and the focus of this video is low-level plyometrics. When we talk about patellar tendinopathy rehab, we talk about strength training, we talk about max effort jumping. Those are the far extremes, but what do we do to bridge the gap? This should come from hours and hours of low-level plyometrics. You can get this from spike ball, you can get this from pickup basketball. This is doing accelerating, decelerating, changing direction, jumping, landing, doing it for high volumes at a much lower intensity that you would experience if you're doing it for a max effort. So this is something that is usually missing to help bridge the gap between strength training and max effort plyometrics. Give it a try and enjoy.